Hello, today we are going to solve May 2022 paper question number 3 part B. Calculate the profit or loss of the dance. Okay, so whenever we are going to do this, let's identify what are the things that's related to dance so that you get all this together. Okay, so the sale of dance ticket, catering cost for the dance, hire of the band for the dance, and some information also is given for the dance. So so identify wherever it is mentioned with related to that, and then we know that this has to be like we have to include that for the we have to include that in this calculation of profit and loss, and I have highlighted in blue whichever is related to the dance. So let's start to write. So the dance is going to get some income. Okay, how is it going to get the income? From the sale of dance tickets. So let's write that income. Okay, income generated from the sale of dance ticket. Okay, sale of dance tickets. So what was the income? 2100. But here, okay, 2100, but he says that 550 was still owed, so which means that it has to be still, it is, you are yet to receive it. So 2100 plus 580 is the total income, so that is equal to 2680. Okay, so let's write this also. So 2100 plus 2100 plus 580, that is equal to 26, okay, 2680. And then you have catering cost. Okay, then expenses. So this is income. Now let's write all the expenditures. Okay, expenses that has incurred. So first one, there was a catering cost. Okay, the catering cost was 390, which is at the balance, but 70% of the total catering cost was still owed. So which means that 390 plus 390 plus 70 percentage of 390, so that is equal to 70 percentage of some x value. Okay, so 30% only is equal to this much. Okay, so 30 percentage of some x is equal to 390. So let's calculate what is the actual x value, because 70% was still owed. Okay, so 390 divided by 0.03, that is equal to 1300. Of some cost. Okay, this is because 70% is still owed, we don't know the 70%. So 390 divided by this 30 percentage of the cost. Okay, so 390 divided by 30 times 100 you can do, so that is 1300. Okay, 1300 should be the is the cost of that dance. So which means out of that 70% will is still owed amount is 70 percentage of 1300, it will be equal to 910. Okay, 910. So that is catering cost. So catering cost is 1300. Then we have higher of band. Okay, 60% of the total band cost was still owed. Here whatever was is being shown is only 500. So let's calculate the actual value of the band. Okay, so sum this whatever is being paid, okay, it is 40% of higher band cost is equal to 500. So which means that higher band cost will be 500 times is equal to 500 divided by 40 percentage. So that is equal to 500 divided by 40 times 100. So it will be 1250. So 1250, and out of that 60 percentage, okay, if you want to know 60 percentage of 1250 which is still owed is 750. So the 750 is still owed. So let's write that. So higher band has two parts. So out of that 500 has been paid. Okay, out of that 500 has been paid, and 750 is still owed. So but the total cost expense that has incurred is 1250. Okay, so let me just put it here, all the expenses, and then I'll subtract it. So 1250, even in the catering cost we have to identify. So it was the part that is paid is catering cost is 390. Okay, 390 plus the remaining 910 is still owed. Okay, so the total expense was 1300. Okay, and then you had okay, this was the expense. So was there any other expense? There is none. So let's calculate the profit and loss. So the total expense will be expenses is going to be 1300 plus 1250, that is going to be equal to 2550. Now the profit on the dance will be equal to okay 2680 minus 2550. So the value is going to be equal to 130.